Hello everyone, my name is Hilman Nugroho. I'm here want to share my opinion about a case.
PSBB. PSBB stands for Large Scale Social Restriction, a regulation issued by the Ministry of Health in order to accelerate the handling of COVID-19 so that it can be immediately implemented in various regions. PSBB regulations are recorded the Minister of Health Regulation at number 9 of 2020. This restriction includes school and work vacation, restriction on religious activities, restriction on activities, restriction activities in public places or facilities, restriction on socio-cultural activities, restriction on transportation modes, and restriction on other activities specifically related to defense and security aspects.
For area that apply the PSBB are area with a significant increase in the number of cases and deaths due to the COVID-19 disease, and have epidemiological link to similar incidents in other regions or countries. Current area that still implementing the PSBB. At this time, there are 7 regions that are still implementing the PSBB. DKI Jakarta, Banten Province, Bekasi City, Bogor City, Bogor Regency, Bekasi Regency, and Depok City. Here is the penalty for the violators of the PSBB. The penalty for people that not use masks are 1 hour social work or a fine with 250,000 rupiah, and this penalty also applies to the multiple of the violation. This video are the demonstrators in the case of rejecting the Omnibus Law Bill. This is a crowd in order to pick up religious figures at Soekarno-Hatta International Airport. This is a campaign action for the upcoming election, with a crowd of people ignoring health protocol. How are the government steps to deal with these problems? This is the announcement of the removal of the post of regional police chief, who is negligent about health protocol matters.
Dalam menegakkan protokol kesehatan, maka diberikan sanksi berupa pencopotan, yaitu Kapolda Metro Jaya. Ya. Kemudian yang kedua adalah Kapolda Jawa Barat.
In my opinion, the first thing regarding the existence of PSBB in several areas that have a high increase in the number of COVID patients is the right step if it's carried out in accordance with the right step and according to health protocols. However, in reality, the implementation of the PSBB and also the health protocol, which was not implemented by some people, actually become a new problem in Indonesia. This is also due to the less firm sanction and less targeted socialization, until finally the PSBB was still being carried out until now by several regions that still had high number of COVID patients, which made the public even more restless because many had lost their jobs, and it was also difficult to find money to meet their family needs. My advice on this issue is to burdensome sanctions so that people pay more attention to health protocols, and this pandemic will soon end in our country. Then, regarding the problem of demonstration during the pandemic period, is something that cannot be avoided, because the people who are demonstrating, whether from students, laborer, or other worker, voice their aspiration. This is based on the fact that the draft law that was drafted was not transparent and gave results that were not pro to the citizen. The situation was exacerbated by hoax news that spread among Indonesian citizens. The third, regarding the issue of picking up ulama figure, which involved a lot of people, so that it made the crowd in the middle of the Jakarta government regulation, which was implementing the PSBB, was a very worrying problem. This is actually very unfortunate because, in fact, it can be avoided by discussing with relevant religious figures and their community organization, so that the pick-up process does not involve large crowd of people and continue to implement health protocol as appropriate, as well as remind religious leaders concerned to return home from other countries, conduct independent isolation, and do not meet anyone other than their immediate family. Then the implementation of the campaign, which is carried out in the framework of the general election, is actually an attempt by the candidate pair to captivate the heart of supporters and also the public to elect themselves. But in its implementation, the campaign that was held did not pay attention to existing health protocols and used a large number of times, causing crowd that eventually created a new cluster for the spread of COVID-19. The step taken by the government to respond to people's dissatisfaction with the government's lack of decisiveness in taking action against various violating was to remove several regional police leaders who were deemed to have failed in carrying out order to maintain the success of PSBB program. This removal is considered to be a panic step by the government in overcoming the crisis of confidence. But in the other hand, this step is also expected to bring the fresh air to the development of the police and also to supervise the implementation of the PSBB. The conclusion of this various problem is that the government must emphasize the step taken in taking action against violators of the rules, and should also hold talk with various figures if they want to hold an event so as not to cause crowd of people who can then become a new COVID-19 cluster, so that this virus does not go away, stop, and continue to spread in Indonesia. Okay, thank you for watching my video. If you have another perspective from me, please share it on the comment. And don't forget to like my video. Thank you.